Thanks for watching McnishFab. Today I will be polishing the CAS or cam angle sensor on my Nissan Skyline GTR. So while I got the CAS sensor out of the car, I'm going to go ahead and try and clean it up a bit, maybe polish it. I think we could do that. Just going to hit it with, there's a gasket that sticks out across the top of it here. It was already brittle and fallen off, so I actually just took an X-Acto knife like this and just cut it off flush. It's not going to hurt anything. And then I hit with my little Dremel and wire brush here in the crevices to get the corrosion out. These things usually have some kind of like aluminum pitting or corrosion going on, like aluminum dust. Kind of like that. I don't know if you can see that. That's white, all that dust. I would just have to sand it off. It's much easier to do it with wire brush. Actually, I might do that side like that. Super simple. Even just that looks 10 times better, so more on that. And here's a quick time lapse of the sanding process for the CAS sensor. Alright, so I sanded this down with 320 grit, and then I went on to 600 grit and a little bit of 1000 grit. I didn't get really great inside the corners. I didn't even get all the casting marks off the front of it. We're going to polish it up. I just want it to be shinier. I've painted one of these before. It came out great, so you can always paint them. I use automotive paint, of course. I didn't just use regular rattle can paint. I started putting it on the buffer here to see what it would do. You can still see some kind of the casting marks in it. I'm going to throw it on the buffer here and see how it looks. Alright, so there it is. That only took me maybe 30 minutes, sanding and buffing. Note on these buffer wheels, make sure you're really hanging on to your part. You don't want to drop these. It does generate a little bit of heat, but nothing more than your engine makes, so I wouldn't worry about it getting too hot. But yeah, it came out. You can see there's some scratches here. If I sanded those scratches out, I might take the lettering out too. Kind of want to keep that. And then of course getting into those corners really hard. I could sand it down really hardcore and get in there and then actually use a Dremel with a buffing wheel and get that shiny as well. But I think that is 100 times improvement over what was in there. So we're going to go ahead and just put that back in like that. No one's going to look that hard at it anyways. It's just going to be shiny. That's done. Alright, real quick on these transistor packs. If you haven't converted to your LS9 coils or whatever, I cleaned it up a bit on the buffer here. Just the top, I can't really get inside very well. I guess I could get some Dremel tools out and do all that, but as long as the top's just shiny and clean. I just took a wire brush, took all the corrosion dust, aluminum dust off of it, and then I hit it on this buffer wheel really fast, just like this. It was super simple. It only took me like a minute, but it looks pretty good, I guess. It's on the back of the motor anyways. This is meant to dissipate heat. It's not really going to get that hot on this buffer. I mean, it gets hot, but not nearly as hot as the motor does. So, you're not going to damage anything. Again, don't drop it. Shiny CAS sensor. That's it. Now next is the intake manifold, and I'll probably do something with the throttle linkage and the fuel rail, make it all a little prettier. Of course, I got to change out my hoses too. More videos to come. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And thanks for watching.